Dave Palumbo here with Muscle Serpents University, and I have a gorgeous female boa around my neck. This is my IMG motley anery het albino female, and named Susan, and we're going to try to breed her this year again. I know last year a lot of people were anticipating her clutch, never had one. She didn't go, but she is looking very big here, and she's just such a sweetheart. I love her. And I'm breeding her to a Moonglow male. I'll show you in a little minute. And hopefully we're gonna produce some Moonglow IMGs. Now IMG is the increasing melanistic gene in boas that as the boa gets older, it gets blacker and blacker until in some cases it turns completely black like this. Look at that iridescence on this snake. And she's just awesome. And once again, if we can get an IMG Moonglow, what that might mean is a totally white snake. And who knows, with some awesome pattern, I'm sure when they're gonna be born. So guys, I'm gonna show you around the room. We're gonna see some of the boas I'm breeding this year, and who knows, maybe we'll see some ovulations. All right, this is my Moonglow boa. That, by the way, when Moonglows are first born, they're completely white, and they have a little bit of pattern, and then as they get older, they get a little yellowed out. So this is my Moonglow male that's going to be going in with Susan here, the IMG boa I just showed you. And I take them out now once a week. I try to feed them off from food if they want to eat a little bit. Last year I didn't do that. I kind of let them just go many months without food, and I find that I think when you feed them a little bit, they tend to have better results in producing babies. So Susan, you're gonna go back in there and you're gonna play with your boyfriend there a little bit. And we're gonna take a look at some other boas that might be breeding here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. All right, let's look at this cage. And by the way, don't mind the mess. Now I think we have a lock there. This is my Super Fire Diamond female who is breeding with a male right now. I'm pretty sure. We don't want to disrupt her too much. But as you can see, the male's on top. He's got his tail wrapped around her tail, and hopefully they're doing the dirty. And we're going to produce. I've yet to produce any kind of fire diamonds yet, so this is hopefully going to be my first year. And it looks like obviously if this takes, we should produce 50% super fires, which would be really, cool. The hardest part will be selling those and giving up some of those, because I'll want to keep them all, because I just love the pure white boa, with the black eyes. Leucistic boas are just awesome, and they're so rare. Matter of fact, there's a bodybuilder by the name of Ruli Winkler, who's a top Mr. Olympia competitor. And when I saw him at a bodybuilding show this past weekend, I thought he was going to ask me a bodybuilding question, or we were going to talk bodybuilding. He's like, Dave, I got to get one of those Super Fire Diamonds off you. I said, you live in the Netherlands. It's going to be a real pain in the neck to ship it there. He goes, I don't care what it costs. I want one of those. So, Ruli, this is good news for you. All right, this is a sharp albino, 100% het blood male. And this guy is going in with his girlfriend over there, who I've caught a little bit of breeding activity so far this year from. That is as they call a bloody salmon het albino female, and that just means she's a hypo blood, and she carries obviously 100% het albino. So we can produce, as they call it in the sharp albino world, fire opal. So fire opal being a albino blood, with the sharp gene. Now if we could produce sunfire dragons too, or I should say they would be, I don't even know what they're called with the fire opal. The Moonglow version of the fire opal we can produce here as well. So this is going to be an exciting clutch if it happens. All right guys, this is my Paradigm blood male. A lot of people have been asking about him. I produced him 2 years ago, and he's obviously at breeding age now. He's still looking really beautiful. This is the Paradigm combination, which is the sharp albino with boa woman caramel, both on the same allele. So it produces that Paradigm, which is kind of like an in-between the caramel and in-between albino look. And then we add the blood gene. So it's a double recessive male who's awesome. And I'm breeding him with a couple females, but one of the females I'm breeding him with is this Scoria female here. And I think I've seen her ovulate. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I've seen a lot of locks between these two. So what we're trying to produce is Scoria double het blood paradigm, which the het for paradigm we call a parahet, because we're not sure if you could either get a copy of, it could be het albino or it could be het boa and caramel. You can't get both. You get one or the other. So we could produce, this would be pretty cool. Imagine producing a paradigm blood scoria. That would be really, really cool. So this is step one on that. All right, guys, I'm going to show you one more boa breeding that's really kind of exciting for the year. And this is a fire, one copy, not super fire. This is a fire diamond, and this is het albino. So he is het col albino, and we're going to breed him to a super female. Take a look at that little beauty, who I got from Jeff Ronnie. That's a motley jungle sunglow col, obviously, and we're going to breed him. So we're hoping to get some jungle motley fire diamond sunglows. That would be a crazy combination if we could produce those. So this guy has been in with her, and I've seen some activity here. With boas, you don't really know. Ball pythons are a little easy to predict. Boas are a little less easy to predict, but she's been sitting on the hot spot, so that's a good sign. We'll see. I still think that there's more activity that needs to take place. I've seen some locks on them. But with the boas, once again, you kind of just pray a lot and you just leave them alone and do their thing, and that's how it works, and then you just hope that you get some babies in 100 days. And that's how the boa system works here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. We put together the greatest combinations and we just hope it works out. And for a guy to tell you he's got the secret to this or knows that, I think a lot of it's a lot of luck, but obviously you want to create the right conditions. The first 2 months, I don't feed the boas. I lower the temperatures a little bit in the room. I never take the hot spot away. I lower the ambient temperatures down into the 70s. After 2 months, I bring it back up. Right now it's hot in here. You can see I'm sweating a little bit. I'm increasing humidity a lot. Thanks to my good friend Mike Weitzman, who suggested I do that. I throw water on the floor all the time. I'm always trying to increase humidity in the room because it's hard because we have air conditioning here in Florida, and it takes the humidity out of the air. Now that we've warmed them up a little bit and we're increasing humidity, I'm starting to feed, little small meals, maybe once every 2 weeks, just to give them the nourishment they need to hopefully, if they are gravid, to keep the babies growing and keep this pregnancy be viable. And after that, you just leave them alone, because at some point, once the boas are gravid and they are laying on the hot spots, because once they sit on that hot spot, that's how you know they're gravid, because boas don't like to sit on the hot spot all the time, only when they eat. Once they're doing that, they probably won't eat at all. I've never had a boa really eat a meal when she's on the hot spot. Sometimes, however, maybe a month before they give birth, they may shed, which is weird because a lot of people freak out. Oh no, they're shedding. It must be a bad pregnancy. Now, a lot of times that people don't tell you that they will shed a month before, or maybe even 2 weeks before they give birth. It just happens. So we got a lot of waiting to do. With the ball pythons, they lay eggs, and then we got 60 days in the incubator. With the boas, they incubate the eggs inside themselves, and then they just release the live babies. As we know, that could take 100 days after ovulation. So this is a long-term project, but time flies. And before we know it, the summer will be here and we'll be having babies. So I hope you guys liked this video. Hit like if you did. Make sure you hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and let me know if you want to see more BOA videos. I'm Dave Palumbo with Muscle Serpents University.